Hi, folks. Oh, jeez. Start as you mean to go on, eh? Oh, it's actually seems to have stabilised itself. I thought we were going to have the same old issues again. Um, yeah, that threw me a wee bit, but hi, it's nice to see you. Welcome. I have lost all train of thought. Yeah, it's Thursday. It's 9 o'clock. It's been a really long, intense week. Just lots on. Uh, Work's been pretty busy. My evenings have been quite busy because I started back tutoring. I started tutoring this week, so yeah, I've picked up an extra student too. So yeah, my evenings are a wee bit busier. So yeah, my brain's absolute mush. I'll be honest. This should be an interesting live. Let's see how we get on. Let me say hi. I was going to say let me say hi to everyone that's here and chatting. I think it's just me and Simon that have been chatting really. So hi Simon. I already said hi to you. We've been talking about the new hi-fi bar at Slimming World. If anyone goes to Slimming World and is interested, they've got a sticky toffee hi-fi bar coming out, which is very exciting. I've been explaining to Simon why I tend to try and stay away from hi-fi bars. Um, it's not the most flattering reason in the world, but there it is. Um, but Simon makes a very good point that it's great for weight loss. So there you go. I can see that Robin is here. Hi, Robin, and Marita. Hi, Marita. Hope you're both doing okay. I don't tutor in tarot, Robin. No, I tutor maths, um, mathematics. So I've got three school students that I tutor in their for their maths exams. And yeah, it's pretty good. I actually really enjoy it. So I did maths at uni. So this is my kind of a way of, just keeping the stuff in my brain because I would forget it otherwise. Um, so yeah, not in tarot, but in maths. Hi Debbie from Aquarius Owl. How are you doing? Are you working? Are you just about to drive home whilst it's still light, or are you off work today, or are you already home? Because I suppose it's getting to that point where it's getting darker, isn't it? But what time are we on? We're on. So yous are only at 4 o'clock. I'm assuming that you're Eastern Standard Time, Debbie. Is that right, or am I? Is that wrong? Um, I forget now where exactly you are. I should know because I've sent something to you. Um, that's terrible. Anyway, hi. Lynn Hayes is here. Says hello everyone. Hope you're having a great day. Um, I was just I say that my day's been intense, which it has, but it's not been bad. It's just been very kind of a my whole. Do you know we're going to fix this because it's doing my head in. I feel as though this is very very high. There we go. Makes all the difference. Um, yeah, it's just been a kind of a brain intensive week. Uh, I've been helping out other people with their caseload. So when you're working in someone else's stuff, it's always a lot more intense because for one thing, you're working in someone else's stuff and you don't want to make a mistake. Do you know what I mean? You're scared to fuck it up, so you've been really, really careful about what you're doing. But also because it's not your case, because you're not completely familiar with it, it takes a lot more kind of a brain power to actually get yourself into a position where you can do something with it, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's pretty much been a week of that, um, which is why I'm like a fart in a trance. So yeah, fun times. Debbie says her husband is driving her because it's raining. Oh, okay, fair enough. That's nice. Your eyes are still screwed up. Right. Are they improving, Debbie? Are they like are you seeing any are you seeing any improvement? Wow. Wow, Chris. You know what I mean though? Like are you like is it improving or can you not tell or is it just not getting any better? Yes, a fart and a trance. That is me. Um, I probably shouldn't have called this banter and card slinging this. I just called it, come and spend the evening with a fart and a trance. Because that's what it's going to be like, folks. So I've got the chat on my phone as well, and it's coming up quicker on there. So Robin, oh there you are. Robin says, "I wonder if I misheard. Not familiar with that saying." Yeah, that's. I'm sure I've used that saying before. Like a fart and a trance. It's like just a bit of a space cadet, or you're just in a wee bit of a, you're not all there with it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just one of those ones where you're just in. Have you not heard it either? I'm sure I've heard this before, and I'm sure everyone picked me up on it then as well. Um, yeah. Anyway, I wanted to let everyone know, and maybe a wiser man would have waited until there was more people in the room, but I am no such man. So I wanted to let everyone know that the Mary L study group, I'm starting it back on Sunday. So we've done all of the majors and we've done all of the numbered pips. So we've only got the quarters to go. So we're coming back to do the pages this month. So Sunday coming will be the pages on Zoom. And then the following Thursday, so a week today, we'll go live, we'll have our live and we'll do our Mariel study group live. Um, so yeah, um, something just took my attention away there. Uh, yeah, if you're interested in learning the Mariel, then please do join us either at the Zoom or at the YouTube next week or both. Everyone is absolutely 100% welcome. It would be lovely to see some new faces there when we discuss the courts. Um, there's a playlist on my YouTube channel of all of the past lives that I've done in the Marielle, and I believe that I've updated it so as that all of them are in there. So you should have all of your majors and all of your ace through 10. Um, and oh, what else was I going to say? The slides. So you'll see if you've watched me on YouTube doing this, or if you've joined me uh, on Zoom, you'll see that I've got slides that I use. So these are slides that I put together before, before the Zoom each month to use in the Zoom and in the live. So I'm more than happy if anyone wants a copy of them. Just let me know. Happy to send that out. Uh, but yeah, Mariel study group is back. That was the point. Um, Debbie says, I'm going to need cataract surgery because of the detachment surgery. Um, so it's hurry up and wait till I see the surgeon. Right, okay, okay. Simon says, we always say fart in a fart in a colander. Should that have been colander or fart in a colander? Ah, see, I've never heard that. Hi, Sandra. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Sandra, as I was just saying, um, I'm not quite 100%. You've maybe got like a good 70% of my brain working just now. Um, like as in of my usual amount of my brain working. So that should be a good live. We'll see. But it's lovely to see you, and I hope you're doing okay. Robin says, I've been hearing a lot of demeaning sounding tarot references lately. card slinging or card pulling sound a bit rough to me. I have I have to remember using the term drawing cards demeaning. How is it? So to me, the word demeaning means you're putting something down. Like you're being nasty about it. You're putting it down. You usually like if you're demeaning something, then you're demeaning a person. Um, so yeah, no, card slinging for me is oh gosh, we have a dog with the heater on, which isn't good. You stay here. Um, sorry guys. You want to come up and say hi? Come on up. Oh, you can kind of see her. Say hi. Look, who's that? Who's that beautiful doggy? Yeah, who's that? Can you turn my heater off for me, please? Thank you. Um, and take your doggy with you. Can you come and get her so because that will still be hot? Thank you. Apologies for that interlude. Um, yeah, so um, demeaning to me is like a negative and a nasty thing to do. I don't think of the term card slinging or really like describing something like a process like slinging cards or laying cards. I would never have thought of that as being demeaning. And the term card slinging to me is I think it was like Ethne or um it might have been Ethne that kind of coined that term, or maybe not. Maybe I've just kind of got that wrongly in my head. But it's been it's been used for years and years and years, and um, I've titled my lives "Banter and Card Slinging" for a maybe for a good 2 years. Um, so yeah, interesting. Or maybe you didn't even mean that, Robin, and I've just gone right off on a tangent. Um, Lynn says we say that went over like a fart in a punch bowl. So we say that went down like a fart in a spacesuit. Um, like as an alternative to that went down like a lead balloon. A fart in a spacesuit would be most unwelcome, or sometimes a fart in church. Um, if you're feeling particularly blasphemous. So yeah, that's not really blasphemous, is it? Anyway, um, Robin says, I don't want my cards to feel that I'm throwing them around or pulling or grabbing at them. Oh, fair enough. I'm sure your cards don't feel like that, Robin. Because you're very gentle, aren't you? Like, even with the way you shuffle them and stuff, like I've noticed that you are very gentle with your cards, so don't you worry. I'm sure your cards will appreciate it. Um, Robin says, Sandra, speaking of treating cards gently and kindly, um, I'm sure they'll cope, says Simon. Greg, hi Greg, I've not seen you in a while. How you doing? Says, hey Chris and crew, evening all, been a while. The background has changed since I was last here. Has it? Has it really? Um, I mean, the ducats have changed. I've still not done it. I've literally not moved anything. Like you can see the Marielle here, but that's only because I'm working on the slides. Um, but yeah, I'm moving stuff about, and actually, like behind the screens, behind the camera where you can't see, there's another uh, cabinet that I've put all my books in. So that's why it maybe looks a wee bit different. I'm pretty. This has been here for a good while, um, and this has always been here. So yeah. Anyway, hi. It's nice to see you. How are you doing? Eh, oh, don't worry, Sandra. She never got hurt or anything. No, she never hurt herself. It's not a well, it is a pretty warm heater. I'm just a wee bit overly paranoid to be totally honest with you. But yeah, Oh, I've got an itchy nose. Um, what a sweet face. Yeah, she has. Got a very sweet face. She's very. You've got to watch her. She tries to lick your face, so I know lots of people that's not for them, which is absolutely fair enough. But yeah, she likes to give kisses, and if you're not careful, she will slip you the tongue. So yeah, she has got a very sweet face. And she's very loving. Sometimes a wee bit too loving. Um, oh, thank you very much, guys. Yeah, yeah. I think she because I've got like you know what I'm like. I've got my three screens here, but I can see myself on two of them because I've got OBS on one screen, and then I've got StreamYard here in front of me on the main screen. So OBS is what I'm using to kind of control all of this and stuff. Um, so yeah, when she jumped up, she could see herself. Um, so it was actually pretty good because it made her look right at the camera. So yeah, that was nice. Uh, so just don't like that. Maybe demeaning is the wrong word. I just don't like the notion of slinging somebody around or pulling at them, slinging them around. Oh, fair enough, Robin. I knew you didn't mean anything by it. I was just I know what you mean. Card slinging goes back decades. You're probably right. Oh, hey Deanne, how you doing? Um, you just missed Luna, Deanne. She jumped up to say hello. So if you go back, I don't know how long now, a couple of minutes, you'll see it in the chat. It's just above you. Um, or maybe you didn't. Maybe you got here and saw her. Simon says you used to have the window behind you. Yeah, I did, but not for a long time. My desk has been this way. Geez, I want to say for over a year now. Um, my desk has been kind of set this way for a good while. But you're right. I did just have the window behind me, but it's better having it this way because when the window's behind me, the lighting goes really like really funny. As in when I'm live and when I'm filming. So this is a lot better. So that's um. Greg says I'd be happy to be thrown around. Well, there you go. Any takers, anyone? Sandra says my mum's cat likes to give kisses. He's lovely. What's his name, Sandra? Sorry, I'm trying to drink my tea with my microphone right in my mouth. The answer is I'll watch back for sure. I'm laughing because Greg says I'd be happy to be slung around and pulled at. It's been a while. I'll say it again. Any takers? Um, Robin says the idea of animal kisses is endearing, but right after cleaning one, cleaning one's butthole, no, thank you. I'll pass. Yeah, I mean you're a wise man, Robin. Um, 'cause, yeah, yeah. Well, I won't go there, but uh, oh, his name's Milo. That's nice. That's lovely, Sandra. Um, what do we think about? I wanted to ask about books specifically books about tarot that come with tarot decks. So guidebooks, accompanying books. What so if I was to say to you, recommend me, you know, a tarot deck because of the book, because the book is amazing. Right. So I'm not talking about like your tarot Bible, your 78 degrees. I'm talking about a deck and book set that you would get potentially you would just get because of the book. So I've got a couple of options. Um, and I'm interested to know what you guys think. Uh, Simon says, "Don't go there." Yeah, that's what you say to the dog. um, yeah, off. Yeah, it's not so much the butthole that I'm worried about. That's what where my mind is going. Um, yeah, she's like like dogs do. They clean themselves. Do you know what I mean? And they do kind of all of that stuff. All they contort themselves into positions and lick places that. I mean, I'm sure sometimes as humans we're probably a wee bit jealous. Let's not lie. But even she's like, even when it's not that, like she's like kind of always kind of a nibbling at herself, and like I'm sure she bites her nails as well. And it's bizarre. I've never seen a dog bite its nails. Thought that was just a human thing. But she like nibbles at her nails. And she kind of nibbles at her arms and legs, or she nibbles at her legs and stuff. Um, so yeah, she's a very kind of a nibbly, licky dog. Um, Greg says, yes, you backed onto a window last time I was on. Kept expecting the patio light to come on and someone in a scream mask to jump out. Well, I am on so this is like one floor up, Greg. Um, So like our flat is a duplex, so we've got the ground and the first floor, and we are currently on the first floor. So, and I've made this joke before, I'm sure about Simon. Unless you see someone out there with a black leotard and suction cups, then you're not going to see any scream masks. Hopefully, I say that someone will play a prank on me, and put one outside my window, and I will shit myself. Okay, book. So Phantasmagoria. Is that a tarot deck though? Oh yeah, right. Okay. So that's a tarot, and it's got a guidebook that comes with it. See, I've got just a book called Phantasmagoria. It's not even a tarot book. It's a book about all sorts of things. But is this something else? I don't know if I've seen Phantasmagoria Tarot. Um, Need to check it out. Oh, so this is a book that comes with Tarot of Vampires, right? Is that the Robert M. Place Tarot of Vampires, or is it a different one? Uh, Druid Craft says Donna. Hi, Donna, by the way. Yeah, Druid Craft is a good one. Nice, proper big book that comes with that. Um, I've got a couple, right? I've got four really, get three main ones, but I have one honourable mention, and the honourable mention is I've not got it down, but it's the Bonfire Tarot. The reason that I mean, it's a great big book. It's a fantastic book, like proper big guidebook. Um, the reason that I like it so much, and the reason that it always sticks in my mind, is because it has a glossary of like symbols. So it does. So you can go to the back and find like all of the different symbols that you can find on the cards. Not only are you looking, is it giving you information about like what the cards mean, but you can look up the different symbolism that she uses. And I thought that was really cool. Yeah. So yeah, Bonfire Tarot is the kind of an honourable mention for me. Sandra says Tarot of Vampires. Is that the same one that Simon was talking about? Because I know we've got like Tarot of Vampires with an I, and we've got Tarot of Vampires with a Y. Um, and I'm not sure if it's the same one. You mean? Um, let's see. Robin says, I absolutely love the way that Chris says books. I get the same little thrill when I hear Canadians pronounce the word out. It is such charm to it. Out. How do Canadians say out? I'm trying to imagine Malamir saying the word out. L. I don't know. I need to get her to say it. Or Shauna. Shauna's in. I was going to say Canada there. Shauna's in Canada as well. Also the guidebook with Everyday Enchantment, and also the guidebook with Shadowland Tarot. Shadowland, that's a good one actually. I never actually put that on my list, but it's a good shout. Um, Everyday Enchantment. Now, I mean, it's a very well written, good book, but my problem is it's very like kind of a lengthy. I feel as though there's lots and lots of detail, and I don't know what it is. It, it doesn't feel very easy if you're wanting to kind of get a quick meaning. Do you know what I mean? So lots of books they will have quite a lot of information, but there'll be like kind of a like keyword section or like a kind of a quick like meaning section or something. Do you know what I mean? It'll be broken down in some way. Whereas unless I just need to go back and read it again because I, to be fair, I haven't looked at it in some time. The Everyday Enchantment guidebook doesn't feel very broken down, if that makes sense. Um, you're using speech to text. Been seeing commercials about dogs licking at their paws, and apparently it's an indication of some sort of yeast problem to see a vet about for meds. Try to think, does she lick her paws? No, our wee paws smell like popcorn, so they do. But I don't think she actually licks her paws. She nibbles kind of our legs, and she'll nibble at our wee nails, um, and she'll lick other places, but I don't think she necessarily licks her paws. Don't know. I need to watch her now and find out. Joe is here. Hi, Joe. Says hello, everyone. I haven't opened mine yet, but I have heard the complete Arthurian tarot book is good. Anyone got any thoughts or views on this? So I think the book is absolutely fantastic if you want to learn the Arthurian tarot. What I would say is like I've been kind of doing a wee bit of work with the Arthurian tarot, and it's I mean it's a great deck, but I think to me it feels a fair bit different from your your kind of a more traditional decks. That like the titles change a fair bit, and I'm trying. I think it doesn't follow your traditional Rider-Waite-Smith pattern, or what I would say is a traditional numerological pattern. So as much as it's brilliant for a certain purpose. I think is what I'm trying to say. So I probably wouldn't recommend it to a new beginner unless they were really into like Merlinian and Arthurian legends. Then you know absolutely fantastic. Um, but the guidebook is fantastic for learning that tarot because it's got like exercises and all sorts. There's a lot of work that's went into it. So it's a great guidebook. Um, but yeah, maybe not for a beginner who's got no kind of a much prior knowledge to Arthurian stuff. Let's see. Nick Maniac says Raven's Prophecy Guidebook is nice. It's funny you say that, Nick Maniac. Hi, by the way. It's lovely to see you. Unless you are someone who, unless you're one of my regular people who's on a different profile, then I don't think I've met you before. Um, so nice to meet you if you're new here. Welcome. I fully 100% agree with you. This is a fantastic book. When you're reading it, it feels it's quite humorous at points. It feels as though you're just kind of a chatting with her. It feels quite, I don't know, just really down to earth. But not only that, I love like the other information you get. See the spreads. I mean, you've probably kind of heard me talk about it quite a lot, but this spread is a spread that I come back to quite a lot. I use it quite a lot in the round table readings that I do, because it's great for giving advice. See these let me turn this on actually. This might be a wee bit easier to see on. So see this 5, 6, 7, and 8, these positions, their meanings are um, what you think will help the situation. So this is not necessarily wrong or right, it's only your perceived path. Number 6, what you think will hinder the situation. Again, not necessarily wrong or right, merely your perceived path. And then 7 and 8, so what will actually help a path, sorry, a real path out of the situation, and what will actually hinder a path to avoid. So it lets us examine what the querying, where their heads at, right? What do they think is a good idea and what do they think is a bad idea? And then we can look at, right, what are we actually being told is a good idea and is a bad idea? Um, and that, to me, that's really good because you know how like a lot of the time when you're reading the cards, you're kind of sometimes you struggle to know what they're saying to you, right? So card 5 and card 6, I might look at them and think, do you know, I don't know what this is trying to get at. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really sure what it's saying to me. Those particular cards don't make sense in those positions, right? Which, can be annoying. But what you can do is see if you compare them to 7 and 8. And if you're getting the same, as much as you might not really fully understand the specifics of what they're saying to you, see if you're getting like the same feels from 5 and 7, right? What you think will help and what will actually help. See if the cards have a similar energy, if they feel similar. Maybe they're both fire cards, like both wands cards. Maybe they're both tens. I don't know, but see if they feel similar. Then at least, as much as you're maybe going to struggle to go into specifics, at least you can say, "Do you know what? I'm not really sure what this is saying to me in terms of specific detail, but what I would say is that it's telling me that whatever it is that you think is the right way forward, go for it. You're on the right path. You don't need to change anything. You know, what you think is going to help, this is telling you that is going to help for all the reasons that you think it is. And similarly, what you think will hinder, you're onto something there, maybe stay away from that. Or it might be the opposite, it might be that 6 and 7 are similar and 5 and 8 are similar, in which case you're like, right, okay, so what you think will help is actually what's going to hinder the situation. So be careful what you're doing. Maybe have a wee think about what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, anyway, going on and on and on. The point is, I love this book and I love this spread and I love this deck. And Maggie Stavata. I mean, I've been listening to her audiobooks, the Raven Boys, Raven Boys, Raven Cycle. Those books, they're really good. Um, so yeah, should I read a wee extract from the book actually? Which card should we go for? Let's go for Justice. Okay, so we get keywords, absolutes, cause and effect, morality, and we get a black and white um, kind of a image of the card. And then it says, justice is a bit like the morality version of the Wheel of Fortune. What goes up must come down. What goes around comes around. You reap what you sow. Insert proverb here. When you see the justice card, it reminds you that you may have fudged the rules a little and got away with it, or you may have persuaded others that your dubious choice was the correct one, but the universe believes in an absolute right or wrong. You will get what you deserve based on that. This card is also a reminder that your reward or punishment is often unseen. A bad turn performed on someone else will haunt you years later, and likewise, an unnoticed kind event will create its own reward inside you. At the end of it, you will become the product of these actions. You are the justice. There's an intense comfort to knowing that you have this control, especially if you feel your good intentions are being taken poorly. So there's a wee example of what we get with the Illuminating the Prophecy. It's called, there you go, but it's the guidebook that comes with the Raven's Prophecy Tarot. Um, Robin says, black leotards and suction cups at the window reminds me of my favourite episodes of The Winged Avenger, with Emma Peel and John Steed. Um, oh, so right, okay. So the Tarot of Vampires with a Y. Is that the Robert M. Place one, or is that a completely different deck though? Vampire is a classier spelling, says Robin. Um, Nick Maniac says, I backed the Merikai Tarot second edition for his tarot workbook. Very nice. That's another one that I don't think I've heard of. Or no, I feel as though I have heard of it. Don't know. Uh, the guidebook that comes with Tarot of Vampires is called Phantasmagoria. It's brilliant. Right, okay, I've got you. I've got you. And it's not Robert M. Place, it's Ian Daniels. There we go. Sandra says, I think I probably typed it the same as you. I didn't notice. Um, Robin says, I love Carol Dreer's early film Vampire. Impressionistically moody and beautiful. You can find it on YouTube. Very nice. When was that? Like, what year is that, Robin? Gnostic Tarot Guidebook is good also. Cool. Black Leotard and Suction Cup sounds like a good night. I'll bring a bottle, says Greg. Um, oh gosh, I must be quite far behind in the chat actually. It's not a bad thing. It's better than there being no chat. Let's see, the Tarot of Vampires by Ian Daniels and the Vampire Tarot by Robert M. Place. Right, okay. There's also another Vampire Tarot deck. Oh, it's over there with the bags that you can see here. I've got it in there. But oh, is it Natalie someone? I always forget because I've long lost the book. No, the little white book. I don't have that, and I don't have the box either. Um, yeah, I always forget who it is that made it. Um, Deanne's so Max has said to Deanne, "Mum, are you just staring at Chris?" As I was catching up on chat. Did you have me paused and you were going back up? Oh, bless. Hi Max, how are you? Hope you're doing okay. And Max, I heard that it was a certain someone's birthday through the week. So I want to hear all about what you got for your birthday. What presents did you get? In fact, Max, I think that you should, after your mum is done with her phone, I think that you should steal it and send me a glide because I want to hear all about what presents she got. Um, so I think that we should make that happen. Um, Robin says, I love the accompanying book to Enchantment Lenormand by Caitlin Matthews. Or is it Kathleen, does she pronounce it? I always forget. Um, I discovered that one from you, Chris. It's my favourite Lenormand in book two. Oh, nice. Nice. That's the one with the kind of the wee globes, isn't it? Right behind me. Aye, this one. Yeah, it's a good Lenormand book. I agree. Out sounds like oot in Canada. Gosh, does it? I'm trying to think of anyone who I know is Canadian, like saying that word. I don't know. I'll probably see Shona and or Malamir this weekend at the Mariel study group, so I'll try and remember and ask them. Um, Simon says it's the storytelling and everyday enchantment that I love. It does have keywords though. All right, okay, okay. Well, I've misremembered then. Robin says, "Yep, uh, corn chip smell is an indicator of yeast issues." Right, okay. I'll look it up. I'll say to the vet, um, our wee paws have always been like they've always smelled like popcorn. Um, and the vet never said anything, but I'm due to in fact she needs to get her worming tablet on Monday. So I'll maybe mention it to the vet when I see them next. Um, yeah, look at it again, Chris. It's broken into sections. Right, okay, that's strange. It's so strange. It's funny, like the things that stick in your mind, isn't it? Sometimes they're complete bullshit. Regina is here. Hi, Regina. How you doing? Says hello, everyone. Working and listening as usual. Lovely to see you. Um, let's see. Sandra, that question was about as good as are you talking to your tarot friends in the bathroom? I've gone in there to hide from Max so I could hear a glide from Sandra for anyone with. Oh, that's funny. Gosh. Um, as long as you're not gliding Sandra from the bathroom, Deanne, then that's okay because we don't want that kind of those kind of acoustics, those kind of background noises, do we? Um, Hi, Laurie. I don't know if I said hi to you, Laurie, so I'm potentially saying it again. But hi, it's lovely to see you. See, I had two editions of Arthurian Tarot. Not sure I need the new one. I heard the card stock is bad too. Are you excited for Anatolian's new Arthurian Tarot, Simon? Um, that's coming out in France, isn't it? I'm very excited for it, but more because I just think Anatolian's brilliant. Um, well, because I love the deck as well, but her artwork is beautiful. Uh, Robin says to Regina, when I think of you, I think of Audrey Hepburn character named Reggie in the movie Charade. I've just thought of something. I'll ask Jamie about the pause thing. Jamie will know. My wee Jamie Pops. I've not seen Jamie in a while actually. Need to send her a wee message. Um, Elaine did a walkthrough of the new Arthurian Tarot on her channel. Tarot Tats and Tea. Right, okay. Cool. Um, I have two editions as well. I'm not getting the new one. Yeah, I've only got the one edition. I've got the not the newest one, but the one that was before that. Um, and yeah, I probably won't get any of the other ones. Excuse me, sorry. After watching Bell's video on casting the I Ching with Yarrow stocks, I found it so complicated I gave up before I got started. I'll come back to it in my own good time. Doing any better. I'm with the it's funny you say that actually because Bell just put up a video about the I Ching today. She put up another one, and this is just about the talking about the hexagrams. Um, Whereas I think with the kind of a Yarrow stocks, that's more going into the deeper, the kind of a theory, or maybe not theory, but the kind of a older ways of doing it, maybe. Um, Whereas this, it's only a half-hour video. I didn't get to watch it. I just kind of I saw it pop up on my phone, and I've saved it to watch it. But it looks as though it's like kind of a basic meanings of the hexagrams. So check it out, Robin. I've not gone that deep into it yet. I'm kind of waiting for Benny Bell's book to come out, and I'm hopefully going to kind of dig deep into it then because that will coincide with when Marielle's study group finishes, and I'll be looking for something else to get my teeth into then. So I might do that then. Simon says I had a 90s one in a red box. It looks like the new cards are that design again. Right, okay. For the Arthurian. My Arthurian was supposed to be delivered yesterday, but Blizzard and roads were too hazardous. Maybe today, says Lynn. Hopefully you get it today. My original uh, came in one of those cassette type boxes, which I don't have now, but I have the cards in the original book. Yeah, I've got a deck that came in one of those boxes, so I do. And similar, same as you actually. Well, maybe I do still have the box because I do have a bunch of old tarot boxes like stored away somewhere. So, or do I? Did I bin them all? I think I actually might have binned them. Um, because it was like old uh Llewellyn boxes and stuff. Do you know what I mean? See, like the old cardboardy ones, the ones that weren't very good. Like I never kept the decks in them, so it was just empty cardboard boxes. And I think at some point I just decided, ugh, just toss them. I prefer guidebooks that don't read like textbooks. Like I'm already having trouble. Don't make it harder. Know what I mean? Demystify, please. Yeah, 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 I get it. Um, I suppose sometimes it's good to have like exercises and stuff though, isn't it? Because I mean, I suppose it's to each his own. But I think that probably kind of helps some people. Um, for me, if I was going to be if I was going to commit myself to doing a proper deep dive into a deck, like if the Mary L had exercises with it, I would probably be loving that and lapping that right up because I've spent so much time getting right into that. Whereas if it's a deck where I'm just wanting to kind of spend a wee bit of time with the guidebook and maybe glance and get quick meanings and stuff, the exercises would maybe not really do me that much good. Um, so no, I get what you mean. That's why I like descriptions of the image and stories, says Simon. Um, yeah, I find I read my cards like storybooks these days, says Robin. So the film 1920s is so the film Vampire was from the 1920s, right? Okay. It's pronounced vampire. Okay, fair enough. Oh yay, will glide me. That's good. Um, the Vampire Tarot is by Natalie Hertz. That's it. I have that one. Love it. Out of print now, apparently. Oh, is it? Ooh, nice. Yeah, I got it years and years and years ago. I've blackened the sides of it with a Sharpie. That actually turned out quite nice. I've sent many a bath glide, says Simon to Sandra and Kaylee Bell. See, a bath glide, fair enough, fair enough. I was more thinking we need like being careful not to send glides when one is on the toilet. Because bathrooms tend to be quite acoustic and they tend to amplify certain noises. Um, yeah. Jamie of Wandering Mountain Bardic Path might know as she works with vets. Yeah. I wish someone would create an I Ching made easy video. It always hurts my brain, says Simon. We'll check out Benabel's latest video. Maybe it will help me if you do an I Ching study group. I have the same deck as you, but it doesn't resonate yet. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe even like, I mean, I don't know so much about a study group, but like, see what we used to do with the kind of the Marseille. Um, I suppose we did call that a study group, didn't we? That is still a study group. But we could maybe get together and just sling cards, I Ching cards. Um, I want to get that deck, but as the set with the book, um, but I'd want Chris's cheat sheet. I'll happily send you a copy of my cheat sheet, Simon. Um, and yeah, the set with the book. So I didn't realise there was a set with a book until after I'd got it. But I'll send you a copy of my cheat sheet. I can send you a picture of it. Um, I'll try and remember and do it after this live because it'll not do you any harm to have it. Those old flimsy Llewellyn boxes I put in the recycling. um, Simon says only Head and Shoulders. Yeah. Uh, oh, don't mistake your phone for a bar of soap. Never take a bath in Glide when sleepy. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, I'll definitely send you it, Simon. And in fact, I think it's in I think it's in. Whoops, that was my Mario book that just went flying. It's in here. Why don't I just do it just now whilst we're here? That way I won't forget. So this is what I'm talking about, folks. This is my cheat sheet for I Ching. Um, I think it's a lot more complex than this, and it deserves kind of a more time. But in terms of just having something there, so as you can see at a glance what the hexagrams are and mean and stuff. This is what I've done. So like, heaven over heaven is hexagram 1, and that's creative power. Like water over water is hexagram 29, and that's pitfalls and perils, etc., etc. So you've got that kind of a quick hit. You've got like a keyword or a key phrase. These are like the titles of the hexagrams. But obviously there's a lot more to it. You can go a lot deeper into it, and I suppose that's what I would quite like to do once Benny Bell's book's out and stuff. But definitely check out. I'm going to take a picture of this. I'm gonna check out Benny Bell's video that she's just put up. Fingerprint doesn't match. I call bullshit. Right. Do, 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 do. I'm learning Taylor Swift Love Story on the piano just now, so if I start singing it, that's why. Oops, my finger's not in front of the thingamajigger. Right, now see, because I've laminated it, the light, like, ah, sorry folks, just talk amongst yourselves whilst I sort myself here. Right, I'll send you this, Simon. You probably need to like rotate it and crop it and stuff to in any way be able to use it, but I'll see if I can get a better copy of it and send you it, but you've got something for now that's workable. Um, right. You're very welcome. Robin says the I Ching leaves me itching. Bad dad joke. I don't think it's really that complicated, Sandra. I mean, it's if you kind of treat it, you can treat it like any other oracle, I guess. Um, whether it's a card deck or there's other ways of doing it, but yeah, you can pretty much treat it like any other oracle. I think if you were going to want to kind of get right in depth and fully understand it, then I would probably agree it'd be too complicated for me as well. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Uh, Mitchell, hi Mitchell, how you doing? Mitchell is our friend who is actually quite oftentimes over on a Thursday. He's not here today. But yeah, he's our like when I say our friend, he's me and Sandy's in-person friend. And he knows Robbie as well. If anyone um you know Robbie, Robbie often comes in and says hi. So Mitchell knows Robbie as well. So quite often when I'm live with yous, or when I start off my lives, Mitchell's still downstairs, usually shouting at the TV, playing games with Sandy. Um, so yeah, maybe one of these days we'll convince him to come up and say hello. Um, Simon says received, thank you. You're very welcome. And set ordered. There you go. How much is it, Simon? Actually, like, how much is the set with the proper book? Greg says, hope you had plenty of bubbles, Simon. I don't want too much clavage. Oh gosh, no, we don't want that, do we? It was never I was never able to wade through the verses. The poetic interpretations of the I Ching didn't sort with my way of thinking. I'll look forward to Zoom group studies. Yeah, we'll see what we do. Um, One of the other books, uh, so we're talking about, decks that come with a good book. I actually thought that this was pretty decent. Now, I'm not saying that it's. I suppose the subject matter was books that are good for a beginner. Well, yeah, no, I'm going to say this is quite good for a beginner. I don't think that if it's the only, I wouldn't say this should be the only book you ever read. It's not one of those ones, but it gives a good bit of information on each of the cards, nicely broken down, nice color images of the cards. And what I really like about it is see like the kind of information that it gives you aside. So, like here we have like a table. Now I know this doesn't interest everyone, but we have a table with. Why am I doing it on that? Why don't I just? I'm overcomplicating things. Um, it tells you, for the majors, like the major arcana card, the Hebrew letter that corresponds, the Hebrew esoteric association, the astrological glyph and sign, and then the astrological esoteric association. So yeah, it's got like kind of information like that, and of course it's got some spreads as well. Um, yeah, like how to use this deck. You've got your elements. Um, has it got numerology as well? I forget. Well, it kind of has actually because it doesn't have like it has a. If you look at like the actual, so like Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups is the pure power of elemental water. The Two of Cups, the initial wisdom of elemental water, right? So if we go to the Ace and the Two of Swords, we get the pure power of elemental air and Two of Swords, initial wisdom of elemental air. So Ace is pure power, twos are initial wisdom, threes are collaboration, fours are stability, fives chaos, six achievement, sevens are overcoming doubt, eights are longevity, nines matured wisdom, and the tens are exaltation. So we do have um, we do have a numerological system there as well. So I quite like this, and it's maybe not one that everyone would think of or recommend for a beginner or for the book, but I I like it. Um, let's see. Metro says I'm camera shy, but good try. It's nice to be able to join your stream for once. That's nice to have you here. Thanks very much for popping on, Mitchell. Uh, oh, it was £20 on book depository. That's really good, actually. That's great. Liz is here. Hi, Liz. How you doing? Let's see. Always with bubbles, says Simon. Always with bubbles. You don't want to be accidentally slipping someone a wee bit of the nip, you know? Uh, for a long hot bath. I long for a hot bath, says Robin. Only have a shower. Last time I got into a tub, I couldn't get out of it without help. Probably better off with my shower. Oh dear. Do you know we've only got showers. We've got two showers in this house. Um, and we don't have a bath, which is silly. We've got three bathrooms. Um, like three toilets. One of them's like a, just like a toilet and a basin. But the downstairs bedroom has got an ensuite, and that's got a shower in it. And you would only be able to fit a shower in there, that's fair enough. But then the upstairs bathroom, the shower could be a bath, it's big enough, but I think someone's converted it into a shower at some point. But it's nice, it's a nice shower. Nice big shower. Really like the Majors and the Elemental Power Tarot, but so disappointed by the Minors and the Courts. Yeah, no, I get that. I totally get that. Um, Robin, they have tubs with a little door on them. I think they're shorter than a regular tub, though. Oh, right, yeah, like bathtubs. Uh, I was going to say coming over for a visit to England, Robin, then you could use my bath, but then I read that you have trouble getting out. Laurie, I used to see commercials for those walk-in tubs. Yeah, I always wonder how that works, though. I must admit. Like, would so I'm going to sound really daft here, but would you need to get in and then run the bath? Like, how would you be able to open the door and walk in if it was full of water? Surely all the water would come out the door. No? Um, anyway, yeah, the mind boggles, doesn't it? Three bathrooms, well, three toilets, I suppose, strictly speaking. Um, it's great because it means like you're never never bursting for the toilet, waiting for someone to finish. If that means finishing the toilet. There's always a free toilet in this house, so that's pretty decent. I can't picture you pulling me out of a tub. You might, oh dear, oh my, this is going horribly wrong. What's happening here? This is just gone in a direction I wasn't expecting. You might have to call in Sandra or Kelly Bear for extra help. Gosh, there's a party. Um, they are over 2 hours away, Robin. You'd shut up. Uh, oh my, oh dear. Um, you have to get in, run the bath, drain it, and then walk out. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess if it meant that you'd be able to have a bath where otherwise you wouldn't, then I suppose it's pretty decent. Okay. The last deck that I was going to mention for the book is this, the Charmin Caselli Beginner's Guide to Tarot. Charmin Caselli. Yeah, yeah, they're illustrated by Giovanni Caselli. Um, the deck itself is a kind of a Smith-Waite deck, probably all know it. But the book is great, nice, kind of a thick guidebook. It's actually it reminds me a lot of the Druidcraft, and I think it's like made by the same people. Because the book is that similar kind of a the box, sorry, it's that kind of a drawer. Um, the book. So if we look at the cards, it breaks down all of the symbolism on each card. Again, I'm doing it again. I'm showing you on the wrong camera. Uh, so yeah, 8 of Cups there. So it's telling us the moon is in its waning phase, symbolising that something is ending. The mountains are barren, giving no clue of what lies ahead. The neatly stacked cups indicate the great care that has been taken, and the figure has turned his back on the past. And then, of course, we're getting a good kind of a description of what we're seeing in the cards, a good chunk on the divinatory meaning. Um, so that's what we get for the for the cards. We also get sample readings within the book, just scattered about, which is golden. I love a good sample reading. Let's see, I'm sure it has spreads as well. Sample reading, spreads at the start. Hmm. Good old contents page. Or maybe the sample readings, we get the spreads from that. Hmm. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a section for spreads, so maybe we're just kind of going by the sample readings, which I suppose we do find out about spreads from them as well, don't we? So yeah, this is a great wee book, and the deck's pretty good as well. I'll quickly show you a couple of cards from it. Oh yeah, I've got reversals shuffled into this deck. I forgot that. It's kind of a Rider-Waite Smith, but sort of does its own thing as well. A nice double card. In fact, I really like that symbolically because it's as though they are. See how he's kind of seated above them, but he's seated in the shadows, and potentially they can't actually see the devil. And how often is that the case? The things that kind of hold us in place, the things that the devil symbolizes, that keep us trapped. Quite often we're blind to them, and that's a big part of the problem. Um, so yeah, great wee deck. Cardstock doesn't bother me, but it's not. I don't think it's the best. It's not the best cardstock you're going to find. It's very glossy. Um, it's good for riffle shuffling actually. So there we go. Those were the three books, four if we count the Bonfire, that I had to mention that I think are quite good. You'd be a prune waiting for Kelly Bear and Sandra. I have that Caselli deck and book set, says Liz. Sandra, it's going to get weird over at Simon's when Robin comes to visit. Beware. Yeah, that's a fair warning, I think. Sandra's used to weird when she comes to mine. Black leotards optional when Sandra visits Simon, but suction cups are compulsory. Oh, oh, geez. Simon's just said that Alec Baldwin has been charged with involuntary manslaughter. I remember seeing that there was something to do with that. Um, but yeah, I didn't know it was still happening, to be honest. Oh, okay. Where are we for time? Oh my goodness, that's the time. Just after 10. Well, why don't we do you know what? No, we can do readings in half an hour or something. I was actually the other thing I was going to do was I was going to maybe show some of the cards from this deck, the Macabre Tarot, because I don't think I did a walkthrough of this, and I could be wrong. I could just be forgetting. But it's a deck that I've had for quite some time. I ordered it on Amazon. I've not really seen very many people um, talk about it, show it. Uh, Maybe it is out there. and I've just not seen it. But yeah, I thought I would maybe show some of the cards, and show the box and stuff. If anyone wants a proper walkthrough of this, then let me know. But the box does this. It makes this noise when you open it. Um, so obviously it's shaped like a coffin, and I think that's supposed to be sounding like the opening of a coffin, which is pretty cool. Um, let's see. Come on. There's one card that's sticking in there. Yeah, so we're getting a kind of a. The book's okay. I'd probably call it like a medium white book. It's probably got about that much information. Nice color images. Good paragraph of information on each card. Feels the same as the box. It's this kind of a. This may actually be rose petal. It's very kind of a velvety, soft velvety, matte cardstock kind of a thing. Um, these remind me of decks like so it's matte. It's kind of a, like Ross's deck. Um, kind of a compares to the new choice, that cardstock. It's got gold edges, and these are the backs. The backs are really nice, I think. Um, so yeah, it's quite a less is more deck. If you're a kind of a less is more person, if you like that in a tarot deck, in terms like you're not getting like overloaded with symbolism, I don't think. Um, but I love how like like this card is like the background's all white. Um, quite creepy magician, and then we get some of these cards that are all black, and I just think that that's stunning. Um, that's the divine, which is key two, so we would normally call that the high priestess. So it does change some of the titles. Here we've got the ethereal, um, the rigid. I believe that she's done that to remove to take the gender out of the tarot. Yeah, because the courts are different. Instead of pages, we've got terrors. Instead of knights, we've got nightmares. Instead of queens, we've got hauntings. And then instead of kings, we've got massacres. It's quite a dark deck. Probably something to know about it. Um, where is it that she talks about? Oh, there it's there. So, although the Macabre Tarot was designed with the traditional 78 card structure in mind, some changes have been made, the most notable being the removal of restrictive gender binary. All gendered cards have been renamed, however, they do retain their original meanings. The retitled majors uh, are noted, and the court cards have been renamed as follows. Um, So yeah, the intention is for them to retain their traditional kind of a meanings. With the courts, I might be quite difficult. Like, it might just be a case of remembering. Look at that chariot card, isn't that stunning? Um, of having to remember, what one's what. You know, don't know. I love that strength card. Um, Robin says, Calla, my mother told a story as a young housewife, setting a freshly baked cake on the counter and then bathing me, the baby, in the sink. I peed, overshot the sink, and the stream spoilt the cake. Oh my. Um, you've never seen it, Simon? I thought we talked about this deck. Um, I thought you had pre-ordered it on Amazon and then cancelled it, but maybe I'm thinking of something else. Isn't that a death card and a half? Um, in reference to my question last week, not only did I find a dress for my son's wedding, I found and bought three. Well, there's nothing wrong with a wee costume change, Debbie. The tower. Not too keen on the tower card. It doesn't really show much devastation and destruction, does it? I love Medusa. That moon card is. So you like faces on your moons and suns, Simon, don't you? So what do you think of this one? That's more like kind of a skeletal face. Creepy ass sun. But again, if you like faces on suns, then this might be for you. Judgment. Kind of a wax mask melting away. Our world. Right down to the skull, right down to the bone. What we're all left as at the end of the day. Um, I can't hear the creaky noise, but I first heard about it on Ben's channel. If I put it closer to the microphone, maybe. That was that. That wasn't just me making weird noises, but that is the noise that it makes. Nice gilding, yeah, it is. Love the simplicity of this so far. So we've got the suit of bones, ace of bones too. I should probably have looked up what the suits are in correspondence to the usual ones. Um, Pentacles have become crystals. Cups remain the same. Wands have become bones, and swords have become daggers. So this is like the wands that we're starting with. Very different, yeah. Sorry, just popped out. Yes, I'm used to Weird at Simon's. Oh, I mean, never seen the cards, right? Okay. Heather, hi Heather. Loves the death card. That is a stunning death card. Robbie, hi Robbie, how you doing? The Hanged and Death cards remind me of how I feel after a night out drinking. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. See, you're lucky, Robbie, because you're still young. How do you think I feel after a night out drinking? Mm. The Devil card just reminds me of myself. uh, let's see. Oh my God, says Simon. Do you like this one then, Simon? I think it may still be available on Amazon. Um, Suction cups. Sandra's confused by the suction cups. So daggers is our swords. Was tempted by the macabre tarot as I lean to the dark side, leotards and all, but teeters on the weird a bit too much. For me, the thing that kind of lets it down for me, and this is just a personal thing, is the quartz, is what they've done with the quartz. Um, I don't mind a system being changed, like changing it into things like nightmares and terrors and that kind of thing. But if you're going to change it that drastically, then have it mean something. Do you know what I mean? So, like, have like, I don't, what am I trying to say? Like, basically, it sounds like what's been done is it's just like, oh, I'm changing the names, but I'm just going to make it mean the same. Whereas if you're going to change the names, then at least change it to something similar, like where like change the page to the student, where it has the same meaning. That's what the page is. but like changing it to what are the pages? Terrors. Like terror is something that's completely different from a page, you know? Um, so like have it like explain to us what terror is, you know, how terror, the idea of terror comes into the card, you know? Maybe they have. I should really look at. So here we go, Terror of Daggers, and so this is like our Page of Swords or Terror of Daggers. So let's see what it says for that. So Terror of Daggers. You can't really see the gold writing here very well, but it says upright curiosity, reversed mouthiness. The terror of daggers is bursting at the seams with new ideas, with journals full of fresh thoughts and big ambitions. The thirst for knowledge is unquenchable. You currently have no plan for execution, but ambition and curiosity are sufficient to drive this force. That's the Page of Swords, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So, how does terror come into it? That's what I want to know. I suppose we can do that ourselves. There's nothing to stop us from using our intuition and coming up with our own kind of a slant on it that does bring terror and nightmare and haunting and massacre into it. But I think I've made my point. Crystals is our pentacles. Um, it's not on Amazon anymore, says Simon. Oh, okay. I wonder if it's maybe on Book Depository or something. Check that out. No, seriously, I have to say, I always feel totally relaxed when visiting Simon, says Sandra. Oh, that's nice. Um, and Robbie's saying hi to everyone. Mitchell was here earlier on, Robbie. I don't know if you saw him. Like in the chat, he wasn't on camera because, as he told us, he's camera shy. Uh, Loving these. What do you think of the courts, Simon? Relaxed, Sandra. I recall Simon filming you at breakfast in Glastonbury with multiple wine glasses on your breakfast table. Says, "Oh God, Robin doesn't miss a trick, does he?" Um, I like the varying black and white backgrounds. Yeah, same, Heather. I'm the same. They are really nice, aren't they? That's how she relaxes herself, though, Robin. Sandra with her glasses of wine. Um, those were from the night before. Sandra's fun to tease. She's such a good sport. I'll need the guidebook for these courts. So I think you've maybe said that before I've read out an example. So I'll be interested to hear what you think. Um, sure. We saw all that mead you were knocking back 24/7, says Liz. Um, I think I'd almost find the I Ching easier than this deck, says Robin. Um, take my pick down, showing a bit too much cleavage myself there, and not a bubble in sight. Mitchell's still here. Me and Robbie are chatting privately too. I'm sure yous are. Um, I hope yous are saying all nice things. You'll see what I think about the courts. Yeah, I agree. I'm not at all sure about bringing in the various images and associating them where they don't actually fit well. I don't know. Uh, Heather says, don't like the court names. It feels too sensational for no reason. Sandra says, not just me with the meat. Um, of course, me and Robbie are always lovely. Yous are indeed. Yeah, of course you are. Um, that Three of Cups morph. Oh, let me go back. Ah, That's pretty unusual. Heart with a snake wrapped round it for the Ten of Cups. Is that Homer Simpson on that Three of Cups? Asks Liz. Not for me, but I love the backs. Yeah, the backs are beautiful, aren't they? Satan is not telling the truth. Um, yeah, and it does have that nice kind of a papery cardstock. Is it similar to New Choice? Yeah, it is. It's pretty much the same. So yeah, I would recommend it to, if you like it, if you like the look of it, then go ahead. I don't think it's if you can get it on Amazon or on Book Depository or something, then I don't think it's all that expensive. I think it's quite reasonable. Uh, it's going on Simon's wish list. I'm a real enabler so far this year. Sorry, not sorry. Hey, I like convincing people to treat themselves. Right. Let's will we throw some cards then? And just for shits and giggles, let's use reversals. What do we think about that then? What do we think about reversals? So I'm using the Charmin Caselli Tarot, and anyone who would like a tarot reading, pop your question in the chat. Um, Capital letters if you want, but oh, there it's there. But don't worry about it. I'm sure I'll catch it. Um, Heather says Simon at the Hermit's Cave. I see your latest walkthrough. I'm nervous to watch as I tend to buy decks when I watch your videos. Yeah, what was that actually? Um, is that? Oh no, that's not the one I was thinking of though. So you've put one up. Oh, I know what I was thinking of. I was thinking of the gift that you got. That was the video I was thinking of. Um, okay, questions into the chat, people. Um, what was I talking about there? Oh well, couldn't have been that important. Cutting loose with reversals. I know, I know. We'll see how we get on. Maybe I'll revert. Reversals. Um, I've not yet heard anyone address the notion of reading the Hanged Man in reverse position. So I suppose it depends on what you do with reversals, how you read them. There's different ways of looking at it. Sometimes, I mean, you might read it as the complete opposite of what the upright meaning is. You might read it as like, you know, it's like it's blocked in that part of the journey. So if you think about the majors as the fool's journey, then the hanged man reverse might indicate that you're blocked. There's something you're not learning the lesson, you're blocked there. And until you learn the lesson that the hangman has to teach, then you're not going to move on to that next card. So the hanged man, the lesson in the hanged man, I suppose, is the value of kind of a sacrifice and or looking at things from a different point of view. Okay. So maybe the hangman reverse suggests that you're stuck in the same old way of looking at things, and that's why you're not moving on. That's why things aren't changing. We're not getting to that transformation stage that the card 13 gives. So if it's reversed, then it's telling you something's not quite right. You're not quite getting. It's not clicking. Um, Isidore, yeah, says Manita. Yeah, that was the one. All right, okay, we've got a question. So, what energy will best benefit me right now in business? Energy will best benefit right now. Just get these on the screen. So, we've got the Hierophant reversed. We've got the Queen of Swords reversed. So, we're going in um, all guns a blazing. We've got three reverse cards. Okay. So, in terms of the energy that's going to benefit you, one thing that the Hierophant reversed, I'm going to say what that's saying to you is you need to kind of a go within. Okay. So, for me personally, the Hierophant is about tradition and pulling on knowledge from the people around about you, from your ancestors, or from your even just like your teachers. The Hierophant for me is a teacher card. It's about getting the knowledge from the books. It's about looking at the people that have done it before you and seeing, how did they work it out? How did that work? Because it's reversed, I'm going to say that that's not what we're actually wanting to do. You've learned as much as you can learn from looking at how other people do it. You need to work out what's best for you. Okay. We've got the Queen of Swords being reversed. Um, So let's look at the Queen of Swords reversed as a character. To me, this is someone who's comes off as quite detached, maybe seems a wee bit frosty sometimes, and maybe finds it quite difficult to connect. Okay, and this is to me this is the advice position. So if this is coming up in the advice position, then all it's really saying is think about how you connect to I'm saying your audience. You know, think about your business, think about your target audience or your target client base or whatever your business is. Think about who it is that you're trying to engage. What is it that you're trying to do? What are you trying to put out there, and who are you putting it out there for? Okay, and think about how you're engaging with that audience. Um, the Six of Wands reversed. So, I mean, the Six of Wands upright is kind of like the victory card. So you might reverse it and think, oh, well, surely that's the um, defeat card or the failure card. I don't actually think so because for me, the Five of Swords is more about our kind of our defeats or failures. The Six of Swords reversed. So I talked about how you can read it as being kind of a blocked in that position. So you know how we talk about the sevens, which is the next one after six. The sevens is kind of a expansion, it's growth from stability. So the sevens is where we need to force ourselves to come out of our comfort zone, to really go outside the box, come out of our comfort zone. We've achieved all of this amazingness in the six, and then all of a sudden the seven we're having to push out again and like really kind of a get into unfamiliar territory, make ourselves uncomfortable in order to grow. If the six is reversed, that suggests to me that you're getting a wee bit too comfy in that kind of a nice Six of Wands phase, and you're not pushing yourself enough. Okay, now for me. This is the outcome card, so this is suggestive of what's to come. So just what I would say is just be mindful of kind of a suppose just always pushing yourself. That's it. Just push yourself. Don't get too comfy in what you're doing. Don't become complacent. That's what I'll say. Um, so yeah, I hope that was helpful. I think the best answer to your question is this hierophant reversed, and that you need to kind of go within and find out what works for you, and not what works for everyone else. Which I suppose is kind of the opposite to what I was saying about that, wasn't it? But never mind. Um, yeah, I hope that was helpful. Cut your teeth on the reversals with, mate. Great confirmation reading. Right. Well, I hope that it really was helpful. It was quite sassy, that reading, wasn't it? The I don't know if it's this deck or if it's because I'm using reversals with it, but it was quite um it didn't pull any punches. Let's see. Lots of jumpers tonight, says Robin. The Hanged Man in reverse is him cutting himself free. Whether it's before or after he has learned what he needs to learn depends on the rest of the cards and the spread. Yeah, no, that's a good point. It does depend on what's around it. Um, Hanged Man reverse doesn't signify much of a sacrifice. Oh, Marita says humility. My reading of this spread would start with it appears your whole world is upside down right now. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Um, a retrograde spread. Yeah, right enough. It was a wee bit salty, wasn't it? Okay, has anyone else got a question? Does anyone else want to throw themselves under the bus and, and see what this deck has got to say to them? Maybe you might even get some upright cards. Who knows? I'm going to zoom out just a smidge because I feel as though I'm too far in. That seems even just that's a bit better. You're welcome. So Laurie says, can I get a reading for the next couple of weeks? You sure can. So for the rest of the month then, eh? So what do the next couple of weeks have in store for our Laurie? It's got all the reversals to do. So we've got 4 reverse cards. Just make sure there are reversals shuffled. They are genuinely there's a good mix of reverse and upright. I just seem to keep pulling the reversals. Okay, we're starting off with the reversed Page of Wands. We then go to the Eight of Pentacles reversed, King of Cups reversed, and Three of Swords. So to me, there's like an obvious kind of these two go together and these two go together is just the way that it hits me. The Page of Wands reversed, so that is telling me that you've got too much on. You're starting too many projects. The page is great for their enthusiasm. I mean, we can even see it here. Do you know what I mean? Uh, Great for that enthusiastic energy, those kind of ideas, that kind of excitement about everything. But the problem with the page is unless that energy is directed by, the other courts, by some of the more accomplished courts, then we tend to end up with a load of unfinished projects, and you can kind of see it here. Now, normally with the Eight of Pentacles, it suggests things are going great, we're doing really good work, that kind of a thing, but it's almost like we're too scattered to be able to put our all into what we're doing. We're not giving all of ourselves to any one project. It's almost like we're trying to do too much, and as a result, it's like jack of all trades, master of none. Do you know what I mean? It's like we're kind of doing half a job on everything. Um, so that's how maybe the next week feels. So that's maybe just something to bear in mind if you do find yourself with a lot on, then maybe have a think about what it is that you're trying to do and what needs to be done. Do you know what I mean? Is there anything that you can maybe put to one side? Um, King of Cups reversed, and then the Three of Swords reversed. Okay. Um, so King of Cups, usually the King of Cups is the negotiator. It's the one that everyone goes to sort out kind of a problems. The problem we get when they're reversed. See, for me, the kings are kind of all related to the air suit. There's a certain amount of intelligence and thinking behind them. And when it's in balance, they're kind of a really good for advice and helping you out with problems and being really kind of emotionally sensitive as well. Sometimes when they're out of balance, they can be quite almost manipulative. Not really concerned about people's emotions. It might not be as bad as that, right? Um, the tarot likes to tell its story in exaggerations, but um, yeah, it's just something to watch out for because they're Three of Swords reversed. There's potentially some upset coming, and potentially because of someone around about you, or because of certain kind of attitudes, energies around about you, where it just feels like the head and heart are out of balance. So it does. Like overthinking to a point where it's affecting your emotions. That's what this feels like to me. Um, so yeah, I don't think I'm going to read the reversals very often if this is the kind of readings that I'm going to get for people. But Laurie, maybe that resonates with you. Maybe that kind of makes sense. And even if it does, maybe it's helpful just to have you kind of have an idea that these kind of things might be coming up for you. It might better prepare you for them. So you can let me know what you think. Hey Heather, how you doing? Okay, Laura, you need to let me know what you think, if that's helpful or if it resonates or if you're not quite sure. Okay, Liz, I always forget how much I like this deck. Yeah, it's a nice deck, isn't it? And it reads very well. I feel it's one that we easily overlook. Yeah, I mean, you don't see it, like, hear people talking about it very often. My tea has gone stone cold. Tarot Jackpot says hi from Australia. Uh, I thought you'd snuck off to bed, said Robin to Simon. Not yet, but won't be long. Um, there has been a real reversal of energy for me since these retrogrades are clearing. It feels like, it feels really good and open with a lot more flow since the solstice. I suppose that's to be expected, isn't it? So the winter solstice is the longest night. So as we're starting to see more daylight creep into our lives, we're getting more of that vitamin D, and just has a really good positive effect on our mental well-being. So that's I'm glad to hear that you're kind of you're seeing the benefits. I wonder why we overlooked this deck. Is it the emphasis on the training kit aspect of it? It could well be, Liz. Um, it looks like a pretty version of the RWS, nothing really basic about it. Uh, I have I have to go to work. Bye all. See you later. Thanks very much for popping in, and thank you very much for your question. Let's see. It makes some sense. Well, you're welcome. And hopefully my cards are just being a wee bit dramatic. I don't read reversals. You made it look easy. See, I don't really normally read with them that much either. I do use them for timing. Um, so and that works a wee bit differently from normal readings. So if anyone has a question about timing, I'll show you how I read timing with cards. It's not as clear, it's not meant to be, oh, this will happen on, the 23rd of February. It's not quite as stringent as that. What I tend to do is look at when shifts happen, so shifts in different areas of your life. So if you were to ask me about career, when am I likely to get a new job, then let's look at your career and see when kind of a different shifts are going to happen and see what we have to do in order to achieve those shifts. And the reversals work differently when I read that. Um, does anyone have a question about timing? Like, when is this, when is that? Like, and I'll show you what I mean. Enjoy the Robin Wood Tarot and the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reid. I don't have the Robin Wood, and I keep meaning to get it. I know that Gerald loves it. Um, it's one that I should really order. I got the Tower card yesterday. I was kind of hoping it would help to have a reading since nothing happened yet. Right, okay. Okay. Um, Imolk is just round the corner, says Liz. I don't read reversals either. Tarot Jackpot, says Heather. Hey, Taropedia. Hi, Angelica. How are you doing? Hope you're doing okay. Talking of bed, it was great to catch you, Chris, and catch up with everyone. Thanks very much for popping in, Simon. It was lovely to see you as always. Those are both great decks. Yep, definitely. Did you know with the good tarot, there's something that bugs me about it. There's one of the cards that might be the Hermit. I think it's so you know how it's got the numbers and the kind of a light thing, but I'm sure in the Hermit card the number is in the Hermit's lamp, and it ruins the card for me. So I've never actually gotten that deck because I know that that is going to irritate me. Um, which might be a bit silly to not get a deck just because of one card, but yeah, don't know. Never say never. I need to know if my house would sell. Okay. Okay, so is that a timing question then for me? So if my house would sell, though, you've said rather than when your house will sell. Um, so let's look at your home, right? And let's look and ask, when are we likely to see shifts in your home life, in terms of your house? So when is Tarot Jackpot? Let's have a look at home life, house and home, and let's look and see when we see shifts. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to explain what I'm doing in a wee minute. Reversals today. I mean, okay. So what I do when I'm reading for timing, kind of arrange these so you can see them. Um, I do pull until I get an upright card, and the upright card is generally the key to timing. Now, that is kind of a telling me about that's where I read the time from. And I use um, the deacons. So the Seven of Pentacles. Um, I need one of my other cheat sheets actually. Here we go. Right. So Seven of Pence is, I think so. Is it Saturn and Virgo? Um, so that is the Yeah, so it's the third. No, 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 no. It's not in Virgo. It's so 5, 6, and 7 are the fixed. So that's Taurus. So Saturn and Taurus, and it's from so it's the last decan in Taurus, and the exact dates that it gives for that are the 11th of May up to the 20th of May. But what basically, if I'm, you know, reading with that, then what I would be saying is right. Okay, well, we're looking at kind of a mid May, basically. If you've got the first deacon in Taurus, then it's the end of April. Second is the start of May. The the third is the end of May. So that's how. So that's when we see. Try and arrange your words, Chris. Um, that's how I read the timing. So that suggests to me that there's maybe a shift in your kind of a house and home life coming up around about May time. Now, the reversed cards, what they're telling me is the work that needs to be done in order to get you to that place, in order to kind of achieve what you want to achieve at this time. This is what needs to be done. Now, generally, what I would say is, I mean, say this about tarot in general, never mind um, timing with the tarot, but I probably wouldn't be looking at reading past a year. Okay. So when this says May, then I read that as the next May, the May within the next year. Okay. So we're looking at a couple of months away basically. Now maybe you could look at this and think, right, but there's so much that needs to be done. You could well be looking at the following May. So then it's a case of you thinking, right, okay, well, what is it of all the stuff that I need to do I think that it's actually feasible to get that done within the next couple of months or within the next few months? Or are we probably talking about looking at just over a year until I can achieve this? And in terms of like what needs to be done, so we've got the Four of Wands, and I don't read these as reversals, by the way. I just read these as normal cards because I got that method for the timing. So Four of Wands, Hermit, Strength, the Tower, the Lovers, and the Two of Cups. Okay, so there's a hell of a lot that it's saying that needs to be worked on before you're ready to move house. The Four of Wands, okay, so that suggests to me creating some sort of stability. To me, this what that makes me think of is, did you ever watch that program House Doctor, where people struggle to sell their house, and then it was a UK Channel 5 program. You probably wouldn't have seen it in the US, but the house doctor comes in to help people that are struggling, and basically helps them kind of get their house in such a way that for various reasons, lots of people weren't able to sell their houses. So some people, it might be that their houses weren't very clean. For some people, it was just too cluttered, or for some people, there was like really kind of a bright garish colours. Um, and the house doctor came in and kind of helped to get the house into such a way that it would sell. Get it quite neutralised. To um, shows that like kind of it would appeal to the majority of people, that kind of a thing. So this to me is what that makes me think of. It's making me think of getting that stability, getting your house in order with the Four of Wands there, and the Hermit and the Strength card is maybe just kind of a showing as you even the Tower. Do you know what I mean? Like big upheaval, big changes happening. It's maybe kind of a coming to terms with some of the changes that are going to come about with moving house. The packing. When we moved house, oh my goodness, the packing and the upheaval was unreal. So that's something that you have to kind of get to grips with. Um, what have we got? The lovers and the two. So I mean, there's maybe some relationships, some love life, some um, emotional family maybe stuff that needs to be worked on before you're going to be in a good place to make that change in your life. So that's maybe something else to think of. So getting your house in order, and also there's maybe some kind of a relationship type stuff that needs to be kind of a sorted out and worked on. Lovers could be indicating there's could be some choices to be made. Maybe it's kind of maybe you don't live alone, maybe you live with someone, maybe you've got another half, or that you maybe need to kind of come to a decision about where you want to move to or something like that. That's that's how I would read this, and that's what this reading says to me. Um, I'm interested to know what you think. What do you think generally about the idea of reading timing with tarot cards? What do you think about this method, about reading it this way? And tarot jackpot, is that helpful? So Robin says, when will I receive my next opportunity? Okay, so let's put that question to the cards then. Robin, when are you going to receive your next opportunity? Oops. Nine of Cups. So right away, we're in Pisces, and we are kind of so Pisces is, I know it's February, but is it February, March, or January? I think it's February, March, isn't it? So I think we're probably at the start of March, Robin. Yeah, Nine of Cups. So yeah, the start of March. So this suggests to me that there's going to be a bit of a shift. Something's going to happen at the start of March. The fact that we've got no reverse cards that have come out, that we've only got our upright card, tells me that there's not actually any work that you're going to have to do in order to be ready for this opportunity. Your job is just to be open to it, okay, and to look out for it as well. But look out for some sort of opportunity, a good opportunity around about the start of March. So the exact dates that it gives for that decking are the 1st of March to the 10th of March. Oh, good. Yeah, that was how we read it. Timing is hard for me because energy is always changing and we have a free will to an extent. Yeah, I agree, Heather. I suppose it's the same, it's the same dilemma with not just timing, but reading anything with the cards, isn't it? Everything is very much subject to change, just depending on the choices that we make, the decisions that we make. There's some stuff that we can't affect. There's some stuff that's just out there in the universe anyway, and it's going to happen whether we like it or not. But to a great degree, our choices do affect what happens. Um, Robin Wood with the big book is really useful. I learned from it for sure, says Liz. I'm not familiar with this deck. Sorry if you already said it, but what's the name of it? No, that's okay. So Marita, this is the kind of a book set. I, we tend to refer to the deck as the Charmin Caselli deck. So I think it was kind of a designed by Juliet Sharman Burke, and it was illustrated by Giovanni Caselli. So Sharman Caselli, but it's this kind of a beginner's guide to tarot box set. Uh, One cards can sometimes make or break. Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's a card that you really don't like, then that's it. Especially if it's a card that's uh, personally meaningful to you. Yeah, absolutely. Um, yes, Chris, some of the rewording and images that Colette uses for the good tarot throws me off a bit too, but overall, it's an absolutely gorgeous deck. I love the energy, the artwork, and the rich colour. The colour and the good tarot and the light are wonderful. Um, Tarot Jackpot says, interesting, my birthday is the 11th of May, so I won't forget. Oh, there you go. It might be around about your birthday then. Maybe a wee birthday present to yourself as a new house, eh? Liz says, I think Deanne said that she used the Good Tarot exclusively as a professional reader for a long time. Nice. Hi, Justin. How you doing? Um, how was your day at work? Are you... Oh, you're still working. That's what I was going to ask. Still working, listening while I deliver our newsletters. Excellent. Started to go a wee bit laggy, but that's okay because it's 11 o'clock. Heather is heading out. Time to get dinner ready. Good night, Chris, and good night, everyone. Um, I would love to read time and very interesting. It was helpful. That's good. I like how every card is assigned a specific section of the calendar. Yeah, so all of the 2 to 10 minors are assigned to um, one specific decking. And then I don't know if you saw my cheat sheet, but each of the courts are assigned to 3 deckings. Okay. Um, and it's not quite as you would expect. So the Knight of Pence is actually get 1 decking in Aries and 2 in Taurus. Okay. So it's not like the Knight is just Taurus. Like that's it works a wee bit differently. So and so on and so forth. The majors, you've got the astrological signs that some of them uh, link to, and then things like the high priestess just tells me nobody knows. It's a mystery. Uh, the tower suggests that it's going to come out of the blue, sudden shock. We can't tell you when it's going to happen, but it's going to be a surprise. It's going to come out of nowhere, wham bam style. Um, Let's see, the Hanged Man, again, we don't know when it's going to happen, but what we can say is that it's going to be a delay. And so on and so forth. There is a kind of I forget some of them, but there is something that goes with every card. Excuse me, sorry for coughing. Um, Good evening to all. Thanks, Chris. See you next week. Take care. See you later, Lynn. Robin is asking, what was the card? It was the Nine of Cups, Robin. Does that mean a number of emotionally driven opportunities? No, so the upright card, I don't tend to read the actual card itself except for timing. Okay. So that was just a timing answer that you got there, Robin. Um, and basically it wasn't telling you anything about the opportunity. If you wanted to know about the opportunity, then we would do a separate kind of a pool for it. All that was telling you is when that shift is likely to happen. And if you'd got reversals before it, it would be telling you what is it that you need to work on before um, that can happen. Okay, we seem to have come to a stopping point. That's just after 11. My computer has clearly had enough because we're lagging really bad now. Um, let's see, Liz says Amy at Mystic Rose Tarot did decking readings for the whole year last year. I think they're still up on her channel. Oh, brilliant. Oh, shall we end with a card pull? I don't think I'm going to. Am I going to pull from this? No, do you know what? Let's pull from Chakra Healing Tarot. So, a card pull to send everyone into the weekend. What do we need to know this weekend? Oh, we've got the Ten of Cups. Excellent. And there's lots of kind of this Ten of Cups is or Ten of Chalices in this card. Is a real accomplishment feeling about it, you know. Um, Typically what we tend to see in the Ten of Cups is we kind of associate it with as being the family card because it tends to show this kind of a family under a rainbow. Whereas here we have all of these what looks to me like a group of good friends, or maybe they're like associates, or maybe they're a family, right enough. But we have all of these people celebrating together. We see the Northern Lights. Um, just no worries, just kind of enjoying themselves, enjoying all the amazing stuff that kind of a life has to offer. Um, Very emotionally fulfilled. And feeling very secure. We see this card being linked to the root chakra. So feeling very kind of a secure by all of the gifts that the people around about us are, everything that they offer us. So what do we want to say about this as a reading for the weekend? Look to the people around about you. Okay, it's probably a good time to engage, to connect, and enjoy yourself. Maybe don't take things as seriously this weekend as what you maybe normally would. This weekend is a time for enjoyment, for good, well-mannered frivolity, as Professor McGonagall says. And maybe for a wee drink as well. So cheers, everyone. Have an amazing weekend. Take care. Thank you so much for being here. I've really enjoyed seeing everyone. Um, have a great weekend. See you next week for the Mary L study group. Bye, everyone.